Well, this was a game to forget as a Yankee fan. This was definitely a game to forget if you're a Luis Hill and a Luis Hill fan. So 12-1 at the hands of the Tigers. Hopefully they redeem themselves later with their second split squad game against the Orioles. Now let's box score on this. Offensively, Trent Grisham was 0 for 2. He's batting 133. Kennedy Corona came in as 0 for 1. Randall Grichuk, batting 200, is 1 for 2. Yorbit Vivas over 2. Cody Bellinger over 2. Zach Short was 1 for 2 with a double. One of the Yankees' few hits. Giancarlo Stanton 0 for 2. Nicholas Torres, guy I've been mentioning about a while, but keeping an eye on. He came in and was 1 for 2. Paul DeJong 1 for 2. Yankiel Fernandez 0 for 2. Ryan McMahon 0 for 2. His bat needs to come around too. Jonathan Ornelas 1 for 2 with an RBI. The lone RBI. Driving in, I think it was Zach Short. Max Schumann, 2 for 2. This guy is stamping himself as the favorite to make the bench. He's batting 409 this spring. Cannot deny that he has a lead. Okay. Duke Ellis 0 for 1. And Ernesto Martinez 0 for 2. Who's this other guy? Tyler Hardman 0 for 2. Ali Sanchez 0 for 2, and Peyton Henry was 1 for 2 with a base hit. All in all, the Yankees had 8 hits, okay, in 1 run. Now, Luis Hill had a game to forget. Okay, 3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. And again, I say this again, I don't he's got a big arm. And he's got a big fastball, but I think his best spot right now here would be long relief. I think Will Warren has an edge over him for the rotation. Ryan Yarbrough is one of the few bright spots for the Yankees today, back from the World Baseball Classic. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. Flawless. Okay. Brent Hedder came in, clean inning as well with 2 strikeouts. Zach Messenger came in, one of the Yankees prospects. He got hit too. 1 inning, 5 hits, 5 runs, gave up a grand slam. The Yankees gave up, I think it was 4 home runs. Luis Hill gave up 3 out of the 4. Who else? Lastly, what's his name? Danny Watson came in with a clean inning and a strikeout. So all in all, pretty much an ugly game for the Yankees. But it is what it is, right? Remember, the bats are still behind. They usually are. It takes them about, I'd say, 40 to 50 at-bats to kind of come around and really find their groove. Right? Pitchers tend to be ahead of hitters. Right? Could you imagine if Brian Cashman paid $60 million a year for Kyle Tucker, who's barely batting 200 this spring too? People would be throwing Cashman to the wolves, right? It is what it is. Now, around the horn, the Athletics and the Guardians. The Athletics are up 1-0 right now, and the Guardians in the first. White Sox and Royals, no score in the first. Dodgers, Cubs, no score in the first. Dodgers split squad with the Rangers, no score in the first. Brewers Giants, no score in the first. Rockies Angels, no score in the first. Then you have games that haven't been played yet. Reds Mariners at 4:10. Padres Diamondbacks at 4:10. The Yankees Orioles again play split squad tonight at 6:05. And the Mets beat the Blue Jays 8-1. And looks like Francisco Lindor's back. So for the first time since his hand surgery. So we'll see if he actually makes it up north with the team. Completed games, Red Sox beat the Twins 7-2. Astros beat the Marlins 1-0. Braves beat the Phillies 1-0. Cardinals beat the Nationals 6-3. The Rays beat the Pirates 6-1. And that's it. And tonight is the semifinals, USA versus the Dominican Republic in the semifinals of the World Baseball Classic. And the other semifinal, which I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next day, it's Italy versus Venezuela. Venezuela eliminated Japan last night. Tonight, I think it's going to be Paul Skeens versus Luis Severino for the fun to get to see who gets into the final. So, and the winner of this game plays the winner of Venezuela, Italy in the World Baseball Classic Championship this week. So that's it. Split squad, meaning half the squad plays one game, Lorenzo, half the squad plays another team in 2 different locations, usually 1 home, 1 away. It's to give as many guys, because the roster's got to be pared down to 26 before opening day, which is a little over a week away. So they're going to keep doing that until the roster gets pared down. They got to give as many guys as many opportunities as they possibly can to give them a better idea on who needs to be pared down the roster. I have a pretty good idea. That's not a report that Paul Skeens wanted to be. That was a baloney. That's not a report. That was a lie peddled by a YouTube channel who claims to have connections, who doesn't have connections. He came out and defeated himself, Paul Skeens. It's not a report. Okay. Excuse me. But if Paul Skeens does get traded, I think it'll be after this season. After this year, he becomes an arbitration player. And that's when he's going to really get expensive. He keeps pitching the way he's pitching. His salary is going to go from like $750K to probably $25 million. Yeah. My man in the FIFA some strike zones in the building. Jonathan, shout out to everybody in the chat here, by the way. Okay. Warren, Hess, Jones, and Hampton and Dominguez. What about them? What about them? Warren's got a lead. He's got an edge on Hill for the rotation, that's for sure. Hess is still working his way up. Jones, I think, has an edge over Jason Dominguez as well. Yeah, it is nice to see Willie Randolph's part of the yes number crew. Absolutely. My man is in the building, NFE. Skeens is not going to get traded, Davey. Not this year. And the Yankees already they offered Jones and Lombard, and the Pirates said no for Skeens. Skeens is not going to get moved this year. It makes no sense to move. They added all those players. They're going to try to be competitive in the National League Central. It doesn't make any sense to trade him this year anyway. If they don't compete this year, then my guess they'll trade him next offseason. He's got 3 years of control. He would have an ungodly amount of value. So it'll probably be the biggest trade acquisition in history for a pitcher. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why fans keep panicking. Like it's, but that's what fans do. This is what fans do. So again, you've got content creators also kind of sounding the panic alarm too for the Yankees. And that's just the way that it is, unfortunately. Exactly. It is September and the Yankees are 6 games behind. Exactly. Some of the regulars are in tonight's game. Some of them. Rice is in there. Jazz Chisholm's in there. Let's see who we got tonight. Tonight you've got Ben Rice, Jason Dominguez, Jazz Chisholm, Jose Caballero, J.C. Escar, Oswaldo Cabrera, Spencer Jones, Marco Luciano, and Seth Brown. Luciano was optioned out a little bit earlier to minor league camp. He was one of the corresponding moves. But just because you get optioned out doesn't mean you can't play any of the games. You can still play the games. Like Spencer Jones has been optioned out. Elmer Rodriguez has already been optioned out. So, and today with Luciano and Braden Shoemake, we're optioned out to minor league camp. This is part of the roster pairing, the cuts that need to happen. So I think Tuesday's the last day of the WBC. I think. No, I'm not concerned about Ryan Weathers, Brandon. I think personally, I think he needs to be in the bullpen. I don't think it makes any sense to have him in the rotation right now. Ryan Weathers. He's not ready for the rotation. He's got good stuff, clearly. He's got a big arm. So does Luis Hill. But Ryan Weathers still has to fine-tune some things. And if you look at Ryan Weathers, I mean, he had a good start, and then he fell apart a couple weeks ago. And this past start the other day, he got hit hard in the first inning, and then he settled down after the 3 innings after that. So, but he's got big stuff, but I would capitalize on one big inning from him right now. Right? And you have other guys like Kelvin Castro. You got some of these other guys, Harrison Cohen, who could be valuable bullpen guys for the Yankees too. So they've got quite a few guys that could be, mainstays in the bullpen here. 2 versions. So NFE, let me know next Sunday. if you're around. You and Jonathan and some get Ken from the Ugly Truth. We can get maybe go live together and give our versions. I like to do our give everybody our take on opening day roster. And if you have any thoughts about any early predictions for the season this year, that'd be fun too. So add some fun to it. Do you guys say you need? Yeah, it's going to be a tough one tonight against the DR. DR is a stacked team. They are a stacked team. LeGrand, I think, is going to be an option to Double A when he comes back, and then he'll work his way up to Triple A this year. And at some point, I think he'll be a pretty big piece of the rotation. He's not as polished as Elmer Rodriguez. I think Elmer Rodriguez is going to be the first guy to get called up. Yeah, I don't really listen to too much of Clint Frazier stuff because there's a lot of talking points with it too. So he's a guy. He seems to be bitter. It's entertaining, sure, but he's bitter, And there's a guy that he was a big talent that never lived up to the hype. So, but again, he speaks from personal experience, right? But in terms of trashing the Yankees and all that stuff, yeah, I don't. That's when I stop listening. It's a waste of time. I don't listen to any channels that spend the time trashing the Yankees. None of them. They bring zero value. Zero. And most of the channels that trash Yankees are run by people who never played baseball. So, waste of time. Sounds good, brother. Yeah, let's get it. Let's put something together, NFE. And I agree. It doesn't make any sense to play Brian Brothers in rotation. Not right now. He still has some things to work on. Just like Angel Shavi. I would option him out to the minors and let him work on stuff in the lab. Right? There's other guys I think who are ahead of him. Hedrick, even Harrison Cohen. This guy Kevin Castro, who's like throwing darts in spring training. So, I could see Elmer Rodriguez coming up in May. I could see Spencer Jones coming up as maybe June. I think he's going to be contingent upon whether Giancarlo Stanton gets hurt or whether Trent Grisham doesn't play well. But he will be ready, Spencer Jones. Blame him from being better, close to being something. He should blame himself. He did it to himself. He wasn't sabotaged by anybody. He could be bitter, but spending the time trashing the Yankees, he gave him ample opportunity. Couldn't stay healthy. Didn't perform. That's on him. That's not on the Yankees. People love to conveniently blame the Yankees all the time. Red Sox manager about Roman Anthony. Great to learn. Yeah. Which is why I'd like to see Spencer Jones up in the major league team. That way he could just be surrounded by Judge and Stanton. Right? No. I'm not giving up on Ryan McMahon. Oswaldo Cabrera is not ready to see. He's not going to come up north for the team. No. He doesn't need to put up all-star numbers in spring. Clint Frazier was bitter. He spends an awful lot of time trashing the Yankees. Yeah. Yeah. He had opportunities, and he had opportunities that other teams too never capitalized on them. But it's easy to just convenient to come out and blame the Yankees. There's so many other channels. That's what they do. They have nothing better to do. Blame Aaron Boone, blame Brian Cashman all the time. I want Francisco Cervelli to replace Aaron Boone all the time. So that's the talking point of the week now. I want Cervelli because his team, who has a lot of major leaguers, is playing extremely well in the World Baseball Classic. That automatically means he'd be a great replacement for Aaron Boone, right? Yeah, unfortunately Clint Frazier couldn't stay healthy. But spending a lot of time blaming the Yankees. And now he's blaming it for wasting the youth movement. He's not wasting the youth movement. Giovanni Cruz is another one. He's another guy to look out for, too. He had that nasty first inning the other day. He got hit hard the second inning, but he's another guy who could be like a one-inning monster. Bobby Valentine. Who's the other guy? Manny Acta. Yeah. And Valentine can wear his mustache. He gets ejected. He comes back in the dugout with a mustache. He did was the Mets. Oh man. Uh, Posada to be a coach. Yeah, Mark DeRosa. He's catching heat for this past week too, Mark DeRosa. Yeah. I don't even know if Posada has any interest in becoming a coach. They're going to send Spencer Jones down to AAA. Yeah. He's going to have to outplay the guys here. He's already, that's just a fact. So, but he's the most obvious call-up option too. It's the most obvious call-up option for me. And that's a good question. I have no idea why Posada's with Team Italy. Not a clue. But he's doing pretty well. He's doing a good job. Got some veteran presence there. And there's a lot of major leaguers on Team Italy. A lot of good ones, too. A lot of really good ones. So I'm not surprised they're playing extremely well. Reggie Jackson has, I think, the most strikeouts in Major League history, Davey. Nobody cares about his strikeouts. They care about the 563 home runs that he hit. Adam Dunn has, I think, 30 strikeouts less than Reggie Jackson. Nobody cares about the strikeouts, right? They care about the 460 home runs that he hits. If he comes up here, Giancarlo Stanton had the same problem. Aaron Judge had the same problem. Nobody's going to care about his strikeouts if he's hitting 30 home runs, stealing bases, and playing good defense in the outfield. Nobody. But that's the talking point. That's the excuse that so many people make right now. That's right. Dave Righetti, too. He's like a Goodfellas thing. Strikes him, right, NFE? But he can't be a made man because he's not 100% Italian, right? It's like Ray Lee. They couldn't make Ray Liotta. They couldn't make Robert De Niro because they had Irish blood. So he can't be a made man, Posada. But if he has some Italian blood, he could be, he could be part of the family. So that's probably what happens here. He could be. He's like a consigliere there. It's like Tom Hagen. He was a consigliere, but he wasn't 100% Italian. So Posada is the consigliere to Cervelli. Right? The pitching let them down. Yep. The pitching let them down. The bullpen was fried because the starting pitchers didn't give any length. Again, they lost Garrett Cole. They had a bunch of other injuries, and then they didn't get length from their starters. So the bullpen, and Wells is part Dominican. So Austin Wells, he's Dominican bloodlines. But the pitching let them down. The Yankees' offense averaged the same amount of runs as the Dodgers did in the postseason per game. But the Dodgers went further. Why? Because their pitching shut everybody down. Yankees' pitching did not. Okay? That's just the way that it is. That's fact. You can look it up. No opinions don't change that. They averaged a little more than 4 runs a game, just like the Dodgers did. All I know is Wells is getting some good Dominican food. That's what I'm hearing. He's eating some good food. So, yeah, his mom's from the Dominican. Yeah. The Yankees, he was totally a fluke, NFE. Totally a fluke, bro. That Silver Slugger award, that was imaginary. 2 years in a row, Silver Slugger, best offense in baseball. Imaginary for the Yankees. Yeah. He's old school like Girardi, yeah. He's old school like Girardi. And Girardi had to learn the hard way too when he became a manager. He had to evolve a little bit too. Sal's father's from Cuba, mother's from Puerto Rico. Cervelli's a friend of Aston. Yeah, that's fine too. That's cool too. I mean, it's good to see him out there. That's for sure. Super flawed, bro. Super flawed bet. Oh yeah, I agree, Davey. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You know, the Dodgers won the World Series, so can't take anything back now. But you got people still complaining that they brought in Nestor Cortez instead of Tim Hill. People are still talking about this 2 years later. Right? Nothing we can do. Nothing. Well, I mean, there's still some time. I still think, I think Max Schumann is definitely has the lead in the bench spot. Um, Beyond that, I think it's going to be him, Grichuk, Rosario, and Goldschmidt. I think, if I had to guess. Oh, yeah. And it's crazy too. Like the Yankees didn't have a lot of their guys hitting in the playoffs last year, but they still averaged the same amount of runs. Who hit last year in the postseason? Judge, Jazz, Ryan McMahon. And they still averaged a little over 4 runs a game. That's what the Dodgers averaged. Their pitching did not shut down anybody, unfortunately. Yeah, well, exactly, NFE. Not over. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, but I'm curious to see what our major league starting lineup's going to look like once it's all put together. He had more experience too. The matchup also favored Nestor Cortez, but again, like you know, whether it was him or Tim Hill, they always have 3 batter minimum in the bullpen, so they were going to have to face Freeman, Otani, and Betts one way or the other. Whoever came in, you have to face all 3 of those guys. That was not an advantage for any pitcher, unless your name was Greg Maddux. I wish we had him, but we don't. Chef Nick's in the building. What's good, man? Somebody asked me if I'm going to go. I'm probably not going to go live tonight now. There's too much going on tonight. We got the semifinal game, Team USA versus Dominican. Yankees. I'll probably recap it at some point, and then we got the Oscars, the Academy Awards tonight too. So there's a lot of stuff going on tonight. I don't see Trent as leadoff hitter. I wouldn't bench Trent. I wouldn't bench Trent leadoff. I would bet what we have here. I'd bet Caballero's leadoff. He's a more prototypical leadoff hitter. Gets on base, and he's got speed. I would lead off Caballero, bat Bellinger second, bat Judge third, based on what we have. I would bat Grisham like 7th. Yep. Wells could have I think he will have a better season this year. I do. And for those that don't know, and Jonathan brought us up too, the Yankees had a verbal agreement with Greg Maddux, and their representatives didn't meet up with him, right, to sign him to the contract. Wish I had an explanation for that one. I wish I did. I also wish I knew why George Steinbrenner overruled Brian Cashman. Brian Cashman had an agreement with Vlad Guerrero Sr., and he overruled Cashman and signed Gary Sheffield Sr. instead. I wish I understood that one too. I like Gary Sheffield, but I'm talking Vlad Guerrero Sr. I would back Caballero leadoff, man, and Grisham 7th. Strengthen our 7, 8, and 9. I want a guy with speed in the front. If he gets on base, then they're going to pitch more frequently to Cody Bellinger. Okay. And they're not going to want to walk because they're not going to have 2 guys on with Aaron Judge batting. Right. And then I would bat Ben Rice cleanup and Giancarlo Stanton 5th. Yeah, George did blow that one, not Cashman. Got that right. Yep. Yeah. They did try to get Pedro too, yeah. And they also wanted to get Ken Griffey Jr., but his he wouldn't sign here because the way he treated his dad. Vlad Senior, I would have been ecstatic with, man. Oh my gosh, like oh man, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But it is what it is, right? The Yankees got who they got. I mean, they won those championships without these guys. So you know, they won in 98, 99, 2000. They won with Scott Brocious. They won with Luis Soho, right? Instead of those guys. So I'll take that too. And do I think they would have probably won some more series with Vlad? Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, it's just he was like the one that got away to me. The one that got away. Vlad. Imagine having Vlad and Maddox on the team. Oh, good Lord. Good heavens. That would have been ah. But Maddox he got a one ring too with the Braves. And I don't think Vlad got any rings, unfortunately. I wish he did. He was one of my favorite players. He had the best arm I've ever seen of an outfielder. Oscars predictions. I don't know. Uh, Let me see. I've seen some of these things. I know my kids want K-pop Demon Hunter to win for whatever, I think animated film or whatever, because they won a bunch of other ones. Best Picture, my guess is going to be Sinners. Best Director, probably Chloe Zhao from Hamnet. Best Actor, I think Michael B. Jordan's going to win tonight. Sinners. Best Actress, uh, this one's a tough one. Jessie Buckley or even Emma Stone again for Begonia. She was like a different transformative character. Yeah. But I think Sinners wins Best Picture. Michael B. Jordan was just brilliant. And I think he should win Best Actor. He's a good actor, that kid. Best Supporting Actor, probably Sean Penn, one battle after another, or Benicio del Toro, one battle after another. Supporting Actress, probably Teyana Taylor, one battle after another, or Louis Massacre from Sinners. Yeah. Yeah. K-pop, Best Animated Feature, K-pop Demon Hunters. My daughters love that movie, so I'm hoping that they win. Hoping that their favorite movie wins. Probably not. I don't see Jazz getting an extension from the Yankees. Tyler Rogers contract. Where is he now, Tyler Rogers? When did he sign? Let's see here. Yeah, if I'm the Yankees, I'm really considering long relief right now for Luis Hill. I think Paul Blackburn. I hope he pitches well tonight because he's pitching the game tonight. I think they've been stretching him out to be the fifth starter. If Jazz plays well, I think he'll get a QL. If he plays well, if he gets another 30-30, he's going to get a big contract. So it would definitely give him a QL. But if you come off a 30-30 and he accepts a QL, I would be surprised, but you could do worse. But they've got George Lombard. They've got these guys coming up. So Dax Kilby. Um, Viral. I doubt it. Like the Will Smith. Yeah, I doubt it. Will Smith, Chris Rock slap was kind of crazy. That's kind of nuts. Yeah, well, it is true. It happens with the CB. But if Jazz gets another 30, that's at the very least worth the QO. I don't see a 50-50, but he does like to talk. So, but I'd be happy with a 40-40 too. I'd be ecstatic with a freaking 40-40. I just want Cole to come back healthy, Rodon to come back healthy, for our bullpen to be stacked. Um, yeah, I'm hoping that we don't have a lockout, but there's going to be a lot of heads butting, and the Major League Baseball just got their new general counsel, so they're getting ready for a dogfight. They're getting ready for a dogfight. So Kevin Gausman, is he pitching opening day? Who are they playing? The Blue Jays on opening day. If I am, got an update here from Jonathan. Thank you. Infielder, actually international free agency. Excuse me. Right-handed pitcher, shortstop, center fielder Said Aguilar, 16-year-old, officially signs with the Yankees. Wow, he plays outfield. Any pitches? And he plays infield. Wow, look at that. Never heard of him either. That's another international signing. I know they were kind of revamped their international scouting department and player development department. But let's say Said Aguilar, signed with the Yankees, two-way player. That's all I'm saying is a two-way player. All right, that's cool. The 16-year-old Otani. All I'm hearing is that the Yankees have that catcher that he's going to be the big. He's got Judge power, he's got Ellie De La Cruz speed, and he's got defensive metrics of what's the guy's name? Played with the Cardinals. The catcher just retired. He's the manager of the Venezuela team. Oh God, why am I drawing a blank? But apparently, this guy's the next big thing is the catcher, and he's locked in to sign with the Yankees. Hopefully, Yadier Molina. There you go, Yadier Molina. That's right. That's right. Yadi Molina. Yeah, and he's linked to he's connected to the Yankees already. They have the in. They're getting these ins back that they lost after their international player development and scouting kind of went under chaos for a while because of that nefarious stuff that was going on, and they lost a lot of kids, and now they're getting a lot of kids back. So, yeah, I mean it's hard to find a two-way player of that magnitude as good as Otani. The last one we had was Babe Ruth. It was almost 100 years ago. Yeah. USA versus Dominican Republic predictions. I think Skeens pitches well, but I think the Dominican team is probably going to win. But I would love for Aaron Judge to come up big tonight. Yeah. And then I think Team Italy will probably beat Team Venezuela. My guess. Molina's class guy. He's a class guy. I know. What's his name? Ronald Acuna. He was kind of trolling the Japan. He's like, we just ate sushi. He was trolling the Japan players. Ronald Acuna Jr. afterward after beating the Japan, and Shohei Ohtani made the last out of the game. I'm gonna flip back and forth from World Baseball Classic to the Oscars. So I just, having my mom from the entertainment industry and talking to my mom about the stuff, I definitely I watch the Oscars every year. And then we'll talk about the winners and so on. Yadi, I wouldn't be surprised if he's the next Cards manager. Would not be surprised at all. He's definitely doing a good job at Team Venezuela there. He's definitely doing a good job. And so is Cervelli. It's fun watching these guys. And like some of those bats are a little bit further ahead because they started preparing a little bit earlier this spring, or this off season because of the World Baseball Classic. So I'm not surprised that some of them, their bats are ahead of the bats that are in spring training right now. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if Cervelli gets a chance. We'll see how Venezuela does. But so far, so good with him. He's doing a pretty good job. He's a catcher too. He was a backup catcher for the Yankees for several years. It looks like he can manage a team, which is good. Yeah, I wouldn't say 100 times better than Boone. Let's leave the pot shots at Boone out of here. It's a waste of time. We have no idea whether he'd be better than Boone or not. Fact of the matter is, Boone has got a winning record every year since he's been here. So I know people love to take pot shots at Boone. But that's what we got, gang. A game to forget for the Yankees today. Hopefully, it's a game to remember tonight with the Yankees. Hopefully, they play well. All right. In your opinion, it's a fail if he doesn't get a ring. In your opinion, okay. Taking pot shots in Boone is a waste of time. That's why I don't listen to those channels that spend their time bashing Boone all the time. Those are the channels that have the least amount of baseball knowledge, and none of them play baseball. That's what they do. I feel pretty good about the team. It's slowly coming together. I think they still have to finalize their bullpen. And I think a couple guys should get the chance, but we'll see if they do. I feel good about the bench. Hmm. Failing in the postseason. It's not failing in the post. That's your interpretation of it. 29 managers fail every year in the postseason. One team wins the World Series. So every other team has failed. Yeah, if that's the way you think about it, I'm not surprised you're not a Major League Baseball player. Do you have you played high level baseball? Have you been a competitive athlete? Steinbrenner he has blocked Cashman from making deals. I don't know if he's doing it now, but he has before. Yeah, Boone's not gonna. I don't think Boone's gonna say right now. No, he's not a lock. He doesn't throw his players under the bus. I don't think he should be a lock, but that's just me. I'm not the manager, so I don't know if I can predict Venezuela Italy yet. I think Dominican wins tonight. Let me just put it this way. If the Dodgers lost Otani and Yamamoto for the year, do you think they would have won the World Series? I say a big fat 0%. That's what the Yankees had when they lost Cole and they didn't bring back Juan Soto. That's the equivalent of losing Yamamoto and Otani. Just put that in perspective. Tell yourself that 10 times. The Dodgers would have had zero chance of winning the World Series without those two guys. That's what the Yankees had in front of them. Right? We can call it being embarrassed, we can call it whatnot, but when the Yankees had their one of their top bats and their ace pitcher not there, that makes it much harder. Embarrassed multiple times when? If the Yankees had Cole and Schmidt, they would have won the division. And who knows what would have been after that, but it would have been a different. I think they would have eliminated. They would have at least made the LCS, and I think they would have better shot at making the World Series with Cole. Where is this embarrassed multiple times thing? And losing is not necessarily in being embarrassed. Last year they didn't have Cole or Soto. And everybody in the Blue Jays team had career years. Good for them. The Blue Jays lost themselves the World Series. They could have beat the Dodgers, but they lost. That was a bigger embarrassment than what happened with the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Much bigger. They cost themselves the World Series. And Hill, yeah, they missed Hill half the year too. Right? You got that right. You learn more losing than winning. And the Yankees made adjustments. They're getting Cole back this year. Yeah, let Dodgers players call out the Yankees. Well, not Dodgers players, like jackasses like Joe Kelly, Big Mouths, and so on and so forth. Right? They did compete without Cole. They went to the playoffs. They had the best record in the American League, tied with the Blue Jays, who had a career year. A bunch of guys. Right? The Dodgers also had remarkable depth to withstand injury, which the Yankees did not have that much. But the Blue Jays beat them. Yeah, Blue Jays beat themselves in the World Series. Schmidt won't be back until, I think, August. Probably August. It's easier to trash the Yankees and ignore everything else, but what's the point of doing that? Yankees have a much better bench. And we have Cam Schlittler now, too. The Yankees are better positioned to get off to a better start. Judge had a terrible start to the season, right? This is a different Yankees meat and potatoes team, right? They did compete. They had the best record in the American League. They did compete with the pitchers they have without their ace. Right? They had Fried and Rodon. They were 1-2 in the American League for wins, 19 and 18. They did their job. But they were without their ace Garrett Cole. They missed Luis Hill for 2/3 of the season, right? They had Stanton out half the season. These things add up. Yeah, the postseason. Again, and I find this entertaining how the people that are most critical of the Yankees and people have never played the game at all. People have the least experience and least knowledge about baseball at all. Okay, that's just in general. I'm not saying you, Des, but this is what I get all the time. Get these other channels that trash Yankees have never played the game, don't have a clue about baseball, right? Not having Cole in the postseason hurt them. Not having a lot of their guys in postseason hurt them, right? But the fact of the matter is, them and Toronto had the best records in baseball. The Yankees had the best record in baseball without their ace. there without their ace there. The Yankees were projected by fans and channels, YouTube channels, those guys that pose to have connections and all this stuff, right? Be the real talkers, supposed to be fourth place team, right? Once Soto went to the Mets, and we had all these people saying that the Mets were going to be winning the World Series because they got Soto. That didn't happen. They didn't even go to the postseason, and the Yankees did go to the postseason without Soto and without Cole. It is okay to give the Yankees credit too for actually, defying expectations too, right? They don't choke every postseason. Okay. They don't choke every postseason. They choked under Girardi in the postseason multiple times. Joe Torre multiple times in the postseason. You know why? They get to more postseasons than anybody else does. Okay? 2024 was the only time the Yankees had a championship roster. And what happened? Boone took them to the World Series. Okay? His winning percentage is higher than Joe Torre's was. Higher than Joe Girardi's was. Facts. Look it up. It's public record. We can trash Boone all we want, but it's not as easy to win a World Series as you think it is. Right? Yeah, the Yankees were projected to win like 87 games or 78. They're already projected to win like 80 games this year. This happens every single year. No, they didn't get completely embarrassed. Okay? They didn't get completely embarrassed. They lost. Okay? What would you have done, JKP? What could you do better? Since you keep bringing this up, what could you do better? What could you do better? Why don't you come on the screen? I'll give you the link to come on the screen. Let's have a discussion about it. Come on the screen, dude. You want the link and come on the screen? They had a bad game 5. Okay? And we're still talking about 2024. Why? Why are we relitigating 2 years ago? Yeah. We're going to be fine in 2026. Why are we still reliving the past? Right? Yeah, the Yankees have a lot of pitchers that could be good this year. They do. Cam Schiltler's going to be good. Harrison Cohen, I'm confident in him. Ben Hess might get an opportunity. Emil Rodriguez, Carlos Legrand. A lot of these folks get opportunities. Okay. The bats did well. The bats, for the most part, the big bats went dead, but they averaged the same amount of runs that the Dodgers did per game. Their pitchers went dead. The Yankees. Stanton hit, Judge hit, Ryan McMahon hit, and Jazz Chisholm. Everybody else is in the offense. You're entitled to your opinion, Des, with the getting embarrassed stuff. Okay. The Blue Jays got embarrassed last year. They coughed up the World Series. That's embarrassing. McMahon hit in the 2025 playoffs. Stanton hit. Jazz hit. The other guys did not. Grisham, Bellinger, a bunch of other guys did not hit. But they averaged 4 runs per game, a little over 4, the same way the Dodgers did. The Dodgers averaged the same amount of runs per game in the postseason that the Yankees did when they won the World Series. Why is that? Because their pitchers shut offenses down. The Yankees pitchers did not. Right? Judge was not the only one hitting. Our system is all right. Our system is pretty good. Well, we need more depth. We have better depth this year, Jack. We need our starters to give length. When the starters don't give length, it puts pressure on him to overuse the bullpen, unfortunately. And when you have guys that don't have a lot of options in their contract, it makes it difficult too. That's why Brian Cashman gets a lot of guys in trades with controllable years. They have multiple options. Makes it easier to option somebody out and call somebody up. But we need to get length from our starters. That eases the load on the bullpen. The Dodgers, the Blue Jays blew everybody out last year. Their offense had a career year. Everybody in their offense had a career year. And now they lost Bo Bichette. Okay? No, it's not. It's not misleading. It's a fact. The Yankees average 4 runs per game. So do the Dodgers. It's not misleading. It's math. It's a fact. Opinions don't change the numbers. What the message that people communicate is misleading. Right? The Blue Jays blew everybody out last year. That was what they did. Their offense bludgeoned people. And now they're without Bo Bichette. They did not get Kyle Tucker either, like so many people thought they were going to get. They're going to have to, and they have Anthony Santander's out for what, 5 months? They're going to have to relive that magic with the offense. Otherwise, they're not going to have the same year. Right? Batting average, he got clutch hits, Giancarlo Stanton. Batting average don't mean anything. Got timely hits. But Ryan McMahon hit well. Jazz Chisholm hit well. Judge hit better than everybody else. Yeah, I could see Elmer Rodriguez forcing his way up midseason too. I could see LeGrand making a team this year. I see Spencer Jones making a team this year too. Those 3 guys I could see making. I hope Harrison Cohen gets a shot too. Right? Mm-hmm. See something here. One second. $30. Oh, phone's freezing. Excuse me. Oh well. I'll look it up later. Oh wait. Stanton had, let's see. Stanton had a hit in game 5. He had a hit in game 4. He had 2 hits in game 3 against the Blue Jays. Yeah, the hits in every game but 1 against the Blue Jays. Well, exactly. This discussion, exactly. Again, and that's not having Cole hurt the Yankees. Not having Hill half the season hurt the Yankees. Stanton almost half the season hurt the Yankees. This happens. This is just baseball, unfortunately. And now we're going to be in a similar position that the Dodgers were in last year. The Dodgers got healthy the second half of the season, right? The Yankees will get healthy the second half of the season. Get Cole coming back and Rodon coming back and Schmidt. Like, you'll have guys coming back from injuries. So it'll be in a similar boat than the Dodgers were. We're also in the toughest division in baseball, the American League East, also. It is the toughest division pretty much every year. Well, we'll see what the Yankees need at the deadline too, right? If they're a piece away, though, I could see them making a big move. I think Stanton gets to 500, but I'm just not sure he gets there this year. I think he gets here in 27. This year would be stretching it. It would require him to 47 home runs. To me, that's stretching it for Stanton. My guess is he'll miss 40, 50 games. Yeah, this year is very unlikely, Jonathan. I'd be shocked, even though he's been looking pretty good in the spring. Pretty good home runs too. Yep. And control. Depends. It depends on who's available. It depends on what they need. If they need a starter control years, I could see that. It really depends on what they need. If they need a bat, my guess they'll trade for a bat. All of their bullets that they can make for trades are still here. They didn't trade away a top 5 prospect this whole entire offseason, not one. They have everybody here that they could trade away for big pieces. And with the guys that come back, we'll see where the Yankees are. They may not have that summer slump that they normally have. We'll just see. I hope Judge has a big game today. I hope Skeens has a big game. But otherwise, I think the Dominican Republic team is probably going to win. I hope Austin Wells has a big game too. He's been playing extremely well. My guess is they're going to go after Skeens again this offseason. He's going to get expensive. This is his last pre-arb year, and he's making like $750K. Arbitration, if he pitches well again, like I said, his salary is going to go from $750K to like $25 million. And the Pirates are not going to pay. That's why the Pirates made so many moves this offseason to try to be competitive with him here. Because they probably know this is probably going to be his last, very likely his last year with the Pirates. He's the guy that puts butts in the seats. Their lineup is insane. Yeah. I think the ABS is going to help Judge. They don't need him to pitch the entire game. I'll take 6 innings out of all day. That's why it's important to have bullpen depth. It's important to have long relief too. It takes the ease off some of the starting pitchers. Do you go with Jones, really the young guys? I think if it depends on how Grisham plays. He doesn't have enough at bats accumulated yet in the spring to kind of be getting on a roll yet. I think if Grisham is not playing well by June, I think they're going to call Spencer Jones. That if I had to guess, that'd be my guess. They could go after Skubal too. I mean, I would prefer Skeens because he's younger than Skubal by like 4 years. But either one, Skeens is going to cost 3 times as much as Skubal. So, who do I trust in the pen? Mason Miller, David Bednar. If you're talking about tonight, yeah. If Skeens goes 5, and I mean, if you're talking about tonight, maybe he'll go 5 if he's economical. But we'll see. I mean, the Dominican lineup is probably going to try to work the count as much as they possibly can. Try to get him out of the game because they know he's the guy that they need to get out of the game. Beyond that, I don't know. But Mason Miller. Scubal's going to cost a lot of money. He's going to cost $400 million or something like that. We'll see. I don't know. Cole's got 3 years left too. We'll see what the Yankees do. I mean, they got $100 million coming off the books over the next 2 years, so a lot of money coming off. They have an eye on Skeens. They made an offer. They offered Spencer Jones and George Lombard at the trade deadline. The Pirates said no. And I'm not surprised they said that. It was going to cost more than that. So, who do I trust for our pen? I trust Cruz, Bednar, Hedrick, Hill. I'm trusting Jake Bird a little bit more. Like I said, I hope they give Harrison Cohen a shot. I don't know if they finalized their bullpen yet. Camilo Duvall's look better too. Mm-hmm. Oh, they'll definitely try again. They'll definitely try again against Skeens. If not the deadline, at this offseason. Yep. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But I appreciate the spirited discussion, guys. I'm actually gonna do a little bit of work, get some stuff done. So I appreciate the spirited discussion as always. We may not always agree on stuff, but it's the spirited discussion that I appreciate. I think the pen is in better footing than they are this year. Well, this year than they were last year, and I think the bench is going to be stronger. I think the rotation is going to be stronger too at some point this year too. So yeah, listen, I'm not. I'm personally, I'm not worried about Ryan McMahon or Trent Grisham right now. They don't have enough at bats accumulated to make me see like they're in a groove yet. Just personally, but that's just me. So McMahon's here to stabilize the defense, and again, like if they need to make an adjustment, they will, and they've got the depth now to kind of withstand it too, which helps. Which definitely helps. So I don't think Oswaldo Cabrera is going to start with the team. And I don't think he's going to make the opening day roster. I think he's going to get reps in AAA, but he'll be ready too when time comes if they need it. I don't think he makes it up north, Oswaldo Cabrera. I think McMahon's bat will be okay. Just like Grisham, I think his bat will be okay. But these guys are known for elite defense, so I think they'll be fine. We don't need them to have career years. Just be solid and consistent. We'll have other guys that can do the same thing. But that's it, gang. But thank you as always, really, for some good insight. And this is fun. This is why I appreciate you guys coming on here. And we do it this way. And like I said, we don't always agree on stuff, but that's okay. We learn from each other. Gina Carano, yeah, she's much. Don't look as hot as she did before, personally, but that's just me. She had some work done to her face too. But she's fighting Ronda Rousey, so that'll be a fun fight. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. We'll see what happens there. But I don't even know when they're fighting Carano versus Rousey, but they're fighting under a different promoter too. I know there's some beef going on right now at the UFC, so Dana White and some of the other folks, and so well, that was my boy Kamzat's gonna fight. So, and I'm looking forward to it. They fight. Wait, they fight tomorrow, Jack? Carano Rousey fight tomorrow? I mean, they just did the promo for like a week ago. Is it tomorrow? What the hell? Really? Wow. Not much time to. Not much time to. I guess train for, but hopefully they've been training for a while. But well, I think if it goes to the ground, Rousey's going to win. Stand up, I don't know. I don't know if Rousey's stand up game has improved because she was exposed for her stand up game. Hallie Holm exposed her, and oh my god, the other one exposed her too. I forgot her name. I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, well, exactly. Oh God, why am I drawing a blank on her name? Nunez, thank you, Amanda Nunez. Amanda Nunez. Those girls picked apart Ronda Rousey's stand up. Oh, hold on. Hang on, we got some more moves here. Thank you, NFE from the strike zone. After the game, oopsies. The Yankees have reassigned Duke Ellis, Yanquiel Fernandez, Ernesto Martinez, Jonathan Ornelas, Miguel Palma, and Zach Short to minor league camp. Quite a bit. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys? Thank you, NFE. 6 guys. And then they had 2 other. They reassigned 8 guys today to minor league camp. Amanda Nunez is a beast. Yeah. Is this the lineup tonight? Bobby Witt, Bryce Harper, Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber, Gunnar Henderson, Roman Anthony, Will Smith, Bryce Terang, Pete Crow Armstrong. All right, that's pretty solid. I wonder what the Dominican lineup's going to be. Fights on Netflix. All right, good. I'm going to watch it then. I have Netflix, so. Why is it on a Monday? Yep, send the guys back to minor league camp. Exactly. And these guys are going to get their established position. And again, these just because they were reassigned to minor league camp doesn't mean they're not going to play any more spring training games. You'll still see a lot of these guys in games, right? Because the minor league season hasn't started yet either. So, and then they'll get their spots and so on and so forth. So this is how they kind of set things up. Okay. Well, the fight is May 16th. Wait. The Rousey crime? Hold on. That's what I thought. I didn't think it was tomorrow. Either way, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch the fight. Yeah, it is May 16th. I figured there's no way they need time to train. It's all good, Jack, man. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. I'll definitely be watching it. The lineup just came out. All right, we'll see what the Dominican lineup is. But either way, I'll recap it one way or another tonight. And I'll recap Game 2 for the Yankees while I'm watching the Oscars too. So it's going to be a busy night. So, but go have a great night, everybody. And let's keep our notifications on. Let's keep engaged. Let's get a lot more people back in here for these. Dominican lineup is out. Stephen B. Thank you. This courtesy of Stephen B. Fernando Tatis leading off. Ketel Marte, Juan Soto, Vlad Guerrero Jr., Manny Machado, Junior Caminero, Julio Rodriguez, Tyler Wells, and Gerardo Perdomo. Oh, good Lord. Oof. That's a stacked lineup, too. Damn. That's a stacked lineup. Yeah, Pac-Man Mayweather, too. Yeah, only 15 years too late. Those guys should have fought in their prime. I think Pacquiao would have given Mayweather trouble in their prime. I can't confirm he would have won, but he would have given him trouble. Either way, tonight's going to be a really good game. And hoping that the pitching, holds up well too. But I think these guys are going to go hard after Paul Skeens, so we'll get a good idea tonight. And then Luis Severino's on the mound for Dominican, so the American team better go after him too. But go have a great rest of your day, gang. Okay, you guys are the best. Peace and love to all of you. Love you guys, and I'll catch you on the other side. Over and out.